Wall Street Memes Casino
I'm fine.
and Sportsbook.
Andrew McCart, iFLTV. You already know Mr. Sam Jones, my friend. It's been a while, sir. How was the pie and mash?
Oh, Andrew, I've never had it before. I've obviously had pie and mash, but I've never ate like that pie and mash with the green liquory parsley sauce, whatever it is. I thought it was lovely. I thought it was lovely. Very, very, very filling, but enjoyed it. Enjoyed the chili vinegar, enjoyed all of that stuff. So yeah, I'll be looking forward to going back to Robin's pie and mash very soon.
Where's that? Is that in London? Essex?
Romford.
Romford. Oh, right. So right where the Fishers are. So that's perfect then, isn't it?
I'm not. There was jellied eels on the menu as well. You won't catch me in that anytime soon, but definitely the pie and mash.
Yeah. Well, listen, Sam. There's a lot to talk about in terms of the Crawford fight and all the heavyweight fights out in LA. But we'll stick with Jack just now because.
Oh yeah, I've not spoke about it. I've not done any. Yeah. Fucking hell.
We've not spoke about that because Jack has suffered a minor injury. I'm believing. Well, I'm not. We don't know the ins and outs yet. We just heard he suffered a slight injury, and it's going to be postponed until October. I don't know if you can just elaborate a little bit more on what happened to Jack.
Yeah. Listen, he picked up an injury. It's not a severe injury, but it's enough to. It would have hindered his performance, and at this level, you can't be taking risk like that. So his health comes first. We've put it back. We're 99% there, 90% there on a new date, which is not too far away, which is a good, quick turnaround. So Matchroom have done a really good job doing that. But yeah, look, apologies to Regis Prograis, all the fans that have booked hotels and tickets. But I do think it will be. It's a little bit beneficial as well because it's a good time of year as well. Like 6 weeks holiday, it's always like a bit difficult. But yeah, so it's a new date.
Still at the Co-op?
Hello. My they've just been to Forest. I'm doing an interview. He's just come back from he goes to Forest School. So
So what you got, Daddy?
he wants to come and sit
Yeah,
sit with me. Say hello. Say hi, Andy. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, so it's go with mummy. It's where was I? I can't even remember where I was.
I was going to say, you said it's postponed after 6 weeks holiday. Then I asked, is it still going to be at the Co-op Live Arena?
Yeah, it's still be at the Co-op. It's just unfortunate because listen, Jack's gutted it. In 30 fights, he's never had to pull out with any kind of injury. So yeah, it's unfortunate, but yeah, it's health comes first.
I don't think I've ever known Jack to have an injury, to be fair.
Honestly, Jack's it's unusual, very unusual. But look, it's not something he wanted to do. But it's you can't be making mistakes, especially at this level he's at.
Definitely, like you say, he's probably one fight away from maybe challenging for a world title as well.
A long overdue, but he's got a big task in front of him with Regis Prograis. And listen, you can't disrespect someone as good as Regis Prograis, two-time world champion like that, to start overlooking. And Jack doesn't operate like that. His sole focus is Regis Prograis.
Definitely. Well, let's talk about it then, because I'm excited about this weekend. I'm in Barnsley right now for the super middleweight British title fight with Callum Smith and Zach Shelley, which I'm excited about.
I think I might come. I'm not 100%, but I might pop down to that because I think it'll be a good tear-up.
Yeah, well, I think with McKenna and Joe Laws as well, you've got some good fighters on the card as well. But I want to go straight to LA because Terence Crawford, who I know you're big on, he's up against Madrimov. And I asked the same question to Johnny Nelson and to Dave Caldwell yesterday. We know sometimes when elite fighters, they come unstuck is when they've made that jump too far, whether it's going up on weight or fighting on too long, going into their 40s or whatnot. Terence Crawford's jumping up another weight division, right? Is this a step too far, do you think? To be fair,
no, because I don't, because I think Madrimov is a really good fighter, really good, really good, really rate him. But I think Terence Crawford is just incredibly special. I think he's not got that long left because look, Father Time waits for nobody. But I think he lives correctly, he eats good, he lives a good life. Terence is always in the gym, so I think that unless he gets miraculously old overnight, Terence Crawford will win the fight, but I do think he'll have some troubles with Madrimov. I don't think I think he's a big, strong 154. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to fight. I'm looking forward to the whole card, but I'm looking forward to your mate's boys fight, Bakole against Jared Anderson. Really looking forward to that fight.
Is your mate as well, Sam?
Hey?
Is your mate as well?
Sometimes he's all right. He's all right in small. He's all right in small doses. He's all right in small doses. Is Billy? But no, looks it's a big fight for his boy on that massive card, and I'll be really looking forward to it. It's not very often I stay up for fights because it's hard work, especially with kids.
Yes.
Getting you up early in the morning, which you know all about. But I will be staying up to watch that whole card.
Yeah, that's good to know. But I'll stay on Crawford just now, Madrimov. Now, Crawford's admitted that Ricky Burns is probably, and even Eddie Hearn as well, said that Ricky Burns was his toughest fight. But when you look at Madrimov, the size, the skill set, the amateur pedigree, do you think going into this fight for Crawford, this is his toughest test to date?
I believe so, yeah. I do believe so, yeah. Because I don't want to knock the win against Errol Spence, but I don't think it was the best version of Errol Spence that he beat. I think the fight happened a little bit too late for the pair. But look, Terence has boxed who's been put in front of him and he's dispatched all of them. And for me, he's top 2 pound for pound best fighters on the planet. I mean, I put Usyk there only because I just think he's the best fighter in the world. Usyk, he is. Like, he's heavy. I just put Usyk as number 1, Terence at number 2, and Nue at 3. I don't know why I've even gone on to that subject, but I just think, look, Terence Crawford is an amazing fighter, amazing fighter. But yeah, I do think he's got his hands full, but I expect him to win the fight.
Well, let's talk about the Bakole because he's in a tough test. His coming out party, maybe. This might be the one that brings him out and gets these fights that he's always been screaming for in Jared Anderson.
Yeah, absolutely. But look, the bookies have got Jared Anderson a favourite, and I don't really see how, because look, Bakole's he's knocked every man and his dog out in sparring. He's knocked Joyce out. He's knocked Anthony Joshua out. He's knocked Fury out. He's knocked Usyk out. He's knocked Dubois out twice. Broke his nose twice, which he said in that interview. So, but all seriousness. If we've seen Bakole have one top level fight, right, and that was against Michael Hunter, right, when Michael Hunter was in his prime, and he got smashed to pieces. So since then, he's gone on a good run. He looked good against Tony Yoka, but that fight has aged like milk, because if you look at Tony Yoka, he's looked useless, hasn't he? Let's be honest, in his last few fights. And he boxed Takam when Takam was 44 years old or 43 years old. So really, this is the fight that's going to tell us a lot about Martin Bakole and all those stories and all these things. Anderson's not looked unbelievable in his last couple of fights, but we know the talent's there. Anybody on the circuit, and especially in the USA, will tell you Jared Anderson's a fantastic fighter. So it's a really intriguing fight, because both of them have got to perform better than they've ever performed before to win. So really looking forward to the fight. But as I say, Bakole's so big. Like, I looked at him measure up against Jared Anderson. He looked massive compared to Jared. So Jared's going to have to be on his toes. He's going to have to use his legs. But yeah, really looking forward to that fight.
Talking about Ruiz and Miller, another exciting heavyweight clash that we can look forward to.
I think Jarrell Miller's going to win.
How? Why?
I don't know. I just think Jarrell Miller's going to win. I just don't think Andy Ruiz cares about boxing anymore.
Interesting.
So whenever I know people are going to say, "Oh, what does he know about that?" But I'm just saying, Miller looks in great shape, right? He looks in great shape. He looks, headspace looks good. I just don't know whether Andy Ruiz is so inactive, isn't he? He's so inactive. He boxes. I don't know. Like, since the AJ fight when he beat him in New York, he's not looked the same guy ever since. That's just my opinion.
Well, he's been out the ring 2 years. Jarrell Miller seems to have took this seriously and dropping 40-odd pounds, it seems, as well. So,
because even when Danny Dubois was battering him, he was still there, and he still never went easy, did he? So he's an hard night's work, Jarrell Miller. And I just think if he puts a lot of shots together, I just have a suspicious feeling, a sneaky feeling. Jarrell, I could be wrong, I know, but listen, I'm not scared about putting my neck on the line. I fancy Jarrell Miller to win that fight.
Well, again, I've had people say that Madrimov's going to beat Crawford this week as well. So it's
It wouldn't, but it wouldn't surprise me either. I'm just saying I think Crawford's going to win the fight because I think he's super special. But if we watch that fight and Madrimov beat Crawford, I would not be one bit surprised.
yeah. It's like, and plus what Spencer Brown said as well at the press conference yesterday was there's always an upset on these.
Always an upset. There's always an upset, but I just think the fights are what a card. What a card. Because you look at the card and think that wouldn't be surprised if he beat him. Wouldn't be surprised if he beat him. Wouldn't be surprised if he beat him. Do you understand what I mean? So when you get a card like that and you're watching the fight thinking, I'm looking forward to every single fight, you know you've got a great card in your hands. And listen, it can only be done by Turki Al Sheikh because he's the main man in boxing at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's go back to last week then, because I haven't spoke to you for a while, and I was going to get your thoughts on Joyce and Chisora, your big mate Joyce, who you're very well, but on a personal level as well.
Yeah.
Were you surprised at Chisora and the way he approached that fight?
No, not one bit surprised at the way Derek approached the fight. I spoke to Derek yesterday or the day before. He FaceTimed me. He was by his swimming pool. Look, Derek Chisora is not a normal. He's not human. He just isn't human at all. He isn't, is he? He's not a human. He's not a normal. Like, he's just. Legend gets thrown around a lot, doesn't it? Like in sports, but Derek Chisora is a legend of British boxing. He's a legend. He's the last of the old school. Like you look at his record, who he's boxed: Vitaly Klitschko, Tyson Fury 3 times, Joe Joyce, Dillian White twice. I know I'm probably missing people off that list as well. Pulev twice. Like Derek Chisora boxes everyone and anyone, and he puts his balls, heart, sweat, everything on the line. I can't speak any more highly. I can't speak higher of a fighter because he really is. He truly is a throwback. And when Derek Chisora does let pack in, like what everybody wants him to do, but he's not going to listen. But when he eventually does, after these 2 fights, he will be missed sorely because he's given the fans such great nights. Now, moving on to Joe. Look, it's hard for me to watch. I'm still yet to watch. Since I've obviously not worked with Joe. Listen, I speak to Joe. Joe's my brother. I love him to pieces. But I'm yet to watch a fight since I've not been with him. Like, do you understand what that makes? Does that make sense? I'm yet to watch a fight. Now, when Adam boxed, I didn't really want to watch the fight, if I'm honest with you. I didn't want to watch the fight because I knew it's going to be a grueling fight. Because I like Derek as well. And I knew it was going to be like one of them fights where you watch it through your hands. Because look, it's hard for me to speak on Joe and like the ways, but he's not the same man, Andy. He isn't the same man. Not the man I was around. He's not the same guy. Like he's not. He just isn't the same guy. He's still got it in here. He's still tough. He's still so tough.
Why do you think that is, Sam? Why do you think he's not the same guy?
No, like he's 39. He's 39 coming in September. I don't know. The Zhang fight, the first Zhang fight, took a lot out of him. But look, it's like it's I don't know. It's so hard because it's so hard to me to say, oh yeah, Joe shouldn't box anymore because I just want him to be healthy and happy. Genuinely, I want him to be healthy and happy. It's up for him to decide and his management and Adam to decide. But I don't want to see Joe like not at his best. Do you know what I mean? It's very hard because I remember, listen, I've been around Joe for years and years and see what he does to people in sparring, how he performs on fight. Like, look at the fight against Dubois. Beat him with a jab. Just easily beat him with a jab. Great against Parker. And then, I don't know. I just don't know. It's hard. It really is hard. But all you can do is you look at the career Joe's had on paper. It's a fantastic career. It really is. It's a fantastic career. And you just got to commend the two fighters, the 2 guys that went in the ring and boxed like that. But Derek Chisora at the age of 40 looked like he was going to be knocked out from round 2 onwards. Pulls out a bat out of his pocket in the round 10, was it, with Joe? It's a bit of a flash knockdown.
Round nine.
Yeah, round 9. Bit of a flash knockdown, but I thought he was a deserved winner in a very, very tough, grueling, hard fight between two double-hard bastards.
Definitely, I mean, I agree. And I would, for Joyce though, when I spoke about with this with Joe Pugh, the Tony Yoka fight to redeem that silver medal. Does that make sense?
Yeah, look, I said it to somebody who I gave my opinion on what with Joe, as I always do. But if Joe insists on carrying on, the only fight to make for Joe is the Tony Yoka fight, because Tony Yoka's on a bad run of form, which everybody knows. I know he came back and won the other day. Joe's lost 3 out of his last 4 fights. It's the only fight to make. But I want Joe to be healthy and happy. Honestly, I just want him to be healthy, safe, and happy.
Mm-hmm. But hopefully he makes the right choice for his career, because I like Joe. He's a big, friendly giant, man. One of the nicest guys you can ever meet on this.
One of the best guys you'll ever meet in your life.
Definitely, I totally agree with you. Now I'm going to go on a controversial subject, Sam. You can say what you want on it. I'm going to go straight to the Olympics. I'm pretty sure you've seen the news coming out of there with the intersex or the men.
There has been a lot of it. Do you know something? Myself included, there's been a lot of misinformation, right? Where we're all guilty of sometimes, myself included, how we say things before we do our research. And I was led to believe that the lady that boxed, the Algerian, was born a man, which she actually hasn't been born a man. She's just got
XY chromosomes.
Huge levels of that, and testosterone. So, but does that still make it unfair? Yeah, it does. It makes it unfair. So I don't know. It's such a hard subject, Andy. Such a hard subject. But as I say, we're all guilty of putting our 2 pence in and sometimes not doing the research that's needed. But it doesn't look great, does it? It doesn't look great, especially that. Do you know what I mean? When she landed that right hand on the Italian girl, like, you could see it was a big shot, and like, I don't know. I think what's more concerning is you've got a child representing Holland, a convicted child raped a 12-year-old girl. Don't really why we're speaking about this, but while we're on the Olympic subject, but that's what he is. He's a convicted child rape. What are we doing? Why is he allowed to compete? And why did he only get 4 years?
I don't know, mate. The world.
I don't know. I don't know. It's all very baffling. But even from the opening ceremony, it's a disgrace, isn't it? And then you look at the scoring of some of these amateur fights. Delicious Ori won the fight. Chantel Reed won the fight. The Irish girl yesterday won the fight. All got robbed. Just horrible, terrible, disgusting scoring from the judging system. And it's like what you only have to listen to that little clip that Michael Conlan did a few years back before he turned professional. It's still the same now. It's a joke.
They gave him the middle finger.
Absolutely.
I
definitely won't get monetized if I put that up, so I won't do that.
No, definitely not. And I'm going to just say I've not watched it since that opening ceremony. I've not watched it. I'm not bothered about the Olympics, to be fair, but that's just me. But one final one. Eddie Hearn has came out and said, with the state of this country that we're in right now, the UK, he's came out and said that he's been considering running for Prime Minister, Sam. Your thoughts?
Listen, it can't get any worse than what we have right now. It's a different clown in the same circus. And this is why listen, I'm not an overly well-educated person, but all I know is, after what's happened, right, it doesn't make you feel safe. Like, no. I take my little boy to a preschool. And listen, it's a nice area, it's a quiet area, but to go and get him, you just open this gate and you go around, and they're all playing. And I just think some maniac could just go there, open the gate, and do the same thing. Like, it makes you think really, really. It makes you consider your position as a parent, as somebody that lives here. Like, this is Great Britain. Like, what on earth is happening to this country? Like, no one's bothered about. You just see that kids fighting with machetes on the street. Like, somebody has got to. It's an emergency. It's an emergency. I heard Keir Starmer talking about gender neutral toilets and stuff. Mate, fuck all that. Concentrate on knife crime, on what's happening. 3 little girls, innocent little tiny children, parents' lives finished, like ruined forever. And those other girls that have been attacked, that have, God willing, survived, scarred for life. I just think, my God, what is happening? What is happening to this country? Could go on about it for ages, but listen, I don't want to completely overstep the mark and talk. Do you know what I mean? Going to talk about politics, because I'm not a politician. I talk of it as a parent. I just think I don't trust anything or anybody. Like, do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean, Andrew? Like, when you drop the kid off to school, just think, I don't really want anybody else that's not his mum or my family to take care of him. I don't know, Andrew. It's a worrying.
It's getting distressing this day and age, to be honest. Especially as
It's a worrying time to have kids. Like, it's sort of like to bring kids into this kind of world where that kind of horror can go on, where someone can just walk into a dance class and kill little tiny children, innocent children. I just think, what a sick, twisted world. Like, there's nonsense everywhere, there's murderers everywhere. But listen, I'm going into it. I'm going into it too deep now. But yeah, I just think there has to be an emergency discussion meeting, whatever the hell they talk about in the House of Parliament. This is an emergency. This knife crime, it's an emergency, and it needs sorting now.
Definitely, I agree. Well, Sam, we'll jump straight on, because I know you've got the Adam Hamid. We'll end it on a sort of like positive note if we can. Adam Hamid, you've got his T-shirt on there, I believe. I think I saw. Did I? Yep, Hamid there. Yeah. How excited are you for this young man?
Box raw range. Get yourself one, Andrew.
On it.
Yeah, delighted with Adam. He had a few niggles in camp as well, which made me, like, as I say, but he got through it. He boxed lovely. He needed the rounds, because his first fight, you can't even really count it as a proper, like, it was over so quick. He's not boxed for a year. Thought he boxed lovely off his jab, and he's going to learn. And he's doing the right things. He's living correctly. He's training really, really hard. And he's giving himself the best chance to do great things in this sport. And he's got the best team around him to go as far as he needs to in boxing. He's got a dad who's been there, seen it, done it. The most exciting fight there's ever been. I genuinely believe that. And he's got a great coaching team. And he's got a fucking good manager as well.
Salute to that. Well done. Sam, listen, pleasure as always, my friend. Listen, if you come up to Barnsley for the fight, I'll see you.
Yes. I think I might do. Go and eat a Barnsley pie. Meat and potato pie from Barnsley. Oh, wallop.
Really? Well, listen, give me a heads up. I'll go and find one. I'm going to have one for my lunch.
Fantastic pies in Barnsley, Andrew. Go and get one down here.
Definitely. Sam, as always, pleasure to speak to you, my friend, and I'll catch you soon, mate.
Take care, bro. See you in a bit.
You.
Wall Street Memes Casino
I'm fine.
and Sportsbook.